In this video, we are going to learn how we can deal with the bank reconciliations in QuickBooks. So let's get started. Let's understand what is bank reconciliation. If you want to reconcile all the transactions, what is shown in the bank statement with your banking records in the software, that is called the bank reconciliation. We have the banking area for this, and you will use the simply bank reconciliation function. So basically what we do in bank reconciliation is we ensure that the bank statement, all transactions and the balances should match with our record of banking in our software. And also we match this because we want to find any discrepancy that can occur because of many factors, such as unpresented checks, uncredited payments, timing differences, and all. So let's understand about these discrepancies one by one. Now, the first discrepancy that can arrive is that when you see the bank statement, you might see some of the charges that is automatically charged as a subscription fees or any other fees that particularly bank charges. And you see this amount. And after that, you post this in your banking records. Now, this discrepancy can only be solved when we physically check the bank statement, because many times we don't know what charges does the bank deducted for the bank service charges. Now, similarly, let's say that I have given a check to the supplier for the payment and I want to clear that payment. But the supplier, due to any reason, has not presented the check until the month end. So that could be represented as unpresented check because we have deducted that from our bank records because we have made the payment, so it will reduce the bank balance. But since he hasn't presented it in the bank, the balance on the bank statement will be more. So the difference could be the unpresented check. Similarly, we might have received some payment from the customers and we haven't yet deposited it in the bank, but we have entered that in our software. So what it will do is, since we have received the payment, it might be showing an increased balance in my QuickBooks records, while in the bank, it is still not presented or deposited. So the bank balance will not increase according to the bank statement. And for that particular reason, we have a special area named as undeposited funds. When we receive the payment, we can specify here that I want to receive this payment as an undeposited fund, so that if the payment is not yet deposited in the bank, it should not reflect in the ledgers as well. And then it will make easier for us to reconcile the bank statement and the bank. And the third one is the most important issue, and that is timing differences. That can occur most of the times in the bank reconciliation. And the timing difference is that, for example, you have made a payment to a supplier. You have issued them the check by, let's say, at the end of the month. And he have also deposited in his bank, but the banks are different. We are using the First Gulf Bank and he is using the Emirates NBD Bank. So what happens is, due to the processing time, it might take some time to credit the amount in the other bank. When in case of same bank, it might be credited right away. So this kind of issues might arise due to the timing differences or the processing time the banks takes to process the payment. So for example, you have issued the payment on 30th or 31st of January, but although it's deposited on the same day by the supplier, it still takes 3 to 4 days to credit in his account. So if the month closes during this time and we perform the bank reconciliation, it might not show in our bank statement and we might have reduced that balance from our records. So these are all the discrepancies that you can face in the bank reconciliation. Now, how to perform all of this bank reconciliation? Let's see. By default, right now I have Empire Textiles open. This is the company I was working on, and we will use the special area of banking and reconcile area to reconcile the bank. But we will work on the new sample company. So for that, I will go to file and click on close company from here. Now you will come on the main screen. From here on the right hand side, you will find some sample companies. And we will go with the sample product based business, although it's directly loaded here, but I will open it from here. If you're a new user, you will use this area. Click OK. And now we have our screen shown right here. Now you can use two areas to go to the reconciliation section. Either from the banking section, you can just directly use this reconcile option right here. or otherwise you can go to the bank and use the reconcile function from here. So this is both same. Let's go to reconcile. Now all of the reconciliations are performed from this area, whether it's credit card reconciliation, bank reconciliation, or even cash reconciliation. Whatever is with the nature of bank, you can use this area to reconcile their balances. So let's use checking account. Checking account means bank account. Now it states here statement date. That means on the date when we extracted the statement from the bank. Now here I will go to the statement. This is the example statement. Now this statement is from 1st of September 2014 to 28 February 2015. Although it's very old, this is just an example. You can just suppose that we are in 2024, right? So I'll just go down. Now as you can see here that the current date is 28 February 2015. This is showing the latest or last date. I need to go down to the starting date, which is 1st September 2014. So let's scroll down, and this is the first transaction on this statement, and this one is the balance on this date. So for example, this is the statement date, and let's suppose it's 2024, right? So first of, let's say September 2024, and the ending balance is what? This. So you can just simply copy and paste it right here. Now one other important point is the beginning balance. If you're reconciling for the first time in QuickBooks, it will show a zero balance. But if you have used this feature before, it will be showing the last closed balance. Let's say that we have the ending balance right now of this amount. So when we successfully reconciled it and use the reconciliation and just finalize that reconciliation, then this will be the beginning balance shown the next time. So that means last reconciled balance will be your beginning balance the next time you use the reconciliation feature. Now there are some service charges or interest charges that you already know is deducted every single month. So what you can do is just you can specify this. For example, $200 is deducted as a service charges every single month. So you can just mention the date of that type of expense. For example, 20th of September 2024. You can just specify this, and you can just select the account where you want this to be posted. If it is an expense, you can just post it as an expense. Similarly, the interest earned. You might already know that what amount you will receive every single month as an interest. So let's say it is 100, or let's say it's $1,000 that you will be receiving, and the date is, let's say, 25th of September 2024. Now this one, you will mention here the interest income. Just write interest here, and you can select it under the other income. Now when we successfully mention all of these information, the next step is simply continue, and it will open all the transactions here. On the right hand side, you have the deposits and other credits. On the left hand side, we have the checks and the payments, and the downward here is showing the beginning balance of, in this case, 71,452. We have the zero checks or other credits that we have marked. We haven't marked something so far. When we mark it, it will be shown here. One in the quantity and the amount is mentioned here. When we select the second one, it will change it to 2, and the amount will also increase with the sum of these transactions. So it will be shown like this. On the other hand side, we have the service charges, any interest earned, and the ending balance showed here. So there will be a difference in this balance. We have started from this balance and we want to end on this balance. So there is a discrepancy that we need to solve. 712,465. So that means we need to increase this balance. We have last reconciled of 71,000 and we need to make it to 793,000. Now here it's showing the cleared balance, and here it's showing the difference. Now obviously we need to close on a higher balance. That's why when we deposit something, it should decrease the difference. It's 712 right now. When we deposit, let's say this 25,000, it should decrease the difference. So let's see. As you can see that it decreased the difference. And if we check all of these, it's continuously reducing the difference. So that way you can just check the bank statement one by one And if it is a payment, you just clear the payment from here. If it is a receipt, you just clear the receipt from here. And that way you can check all of the transactions that is shown in the bank statement and not in the software, or the vice versa. Now, if you have some balances that is shown on either side, you might decide at the spot what you should do with this. Now, for example, you might be confused that we are reconciling for, let's say, 1st of September 2024, and it should not show any further balances after the end date, the statement end date. Let's say this is the end date. So you can hide all the other transactions that you don't want to be shown. Otherwise, let's click unchecked. Now, similarly, on the left hand side, we have the payments. So when we make the payment, it will increase the difference, because we need to go on a higher balance, right? We are on the beginning balance of 71,000 and our target is to go on 793. So that means when we make the payments or check it from the bank statement and then mark it here, that is the confirmation that we have the same balance shown in the bank statement and here as well. So we just check this, it will clear the balance. Now, one most important thing while reconciling the accounts is you don't just check the amounts from the bank statement and just simply reconcile if you found the same amount here in your records. Rather, you will confirm it with our reference number as well. In this case, it's a check number. So for example, you find a 500 payment in the bank statement. But what you need to do is you need to check whether it's 470 check number or some other check number. There might be many payments of the same amount. What will be the difference will be the check number or the reference number. So that way you can identify what exactly the payment is. So basically, check number is a unique factor. Now also sometimes you might not use this check number. Let's say that you have entered from some other area and you haven't mentioned the check number. Rather, you mentioned the check number in the memo field. Now, by default here, memo field is not shown. So it's very easy. You can just select the columns to display from the right hand corner. And here you can just enable the memo on the both deposit and other credit side and check and payment side. Click OK and you can see the memo here. You can check the references and just reconcile your accounts. Now, one other technique to reconcile the bank faster is by default, your bank might issue the bank statement in the PDF format. But what you can do is just request them to issue the bank statement in the Excel format. So the benefit of that is you can just simply select some couple of transactions and that might be entered on a single deposit. Let's say you have the cash receipt of 3495, 300 and 3000. So that might be recorded as a total in your software. But here you have to manually total it using the calculator. But if you receive this in Excel, you can just simply select all of these and it will show you the total in the bottom here. So this will be very easy for you to identify the payments which are clubbed together. And even though if you receive the PDF file, you can try many online converters which convert PDF to Excel very easily and very accurately. So you can just try that out. Now, for example, that you have downloaded and converted it into Excel format. Now, what is the benefit of it? For example, you want to check that until this point, we have reconciled these two transactions, or let's say these three transactions. So what is the total here? So it's clearly showing the total of 6196 here. So you can just check this with your records that, okay, we have the same total shown right here. Until now, we have checked these. So it's showing the same total. Now, reconciliation is a long process. It might take a lot of time. So if you are in the middle of reconciliation process and just you want to leave for now and just continue tomorrow, let's say. So you can just click on leave from here and it will keep it at the current state. You can just resume tomorrow by going to banking and click on reconcile and just click on continue. So you will see all of the work you did is saved. So just try all of these steps that I explained until now, and then we will move to the next part where we will see some more details of the bank reconciliation.